Hello and welcome back. This is Steve of Bucks Coins and welcome to the channel. Today I've got a review of the second of 5 US women's quarters for the year 2023. I have in front of me the Philadelphia and the Denver mint marks. I've used one to show the obverse and one to show the reverse. So, Maria Tallchief. She's born Elizabeth Marie Tallchief. She was 5'9" in height and she's born on the 21st of January 1925. She died just recently on the 11th of April 2020. She died on the 11th of April 2013 at the age of 88 in Chicago. She was an American ballerina, and she was the first American prima ballerina and the first Native American from the Osage Nation. That's O-S-A-G-E Nation. She married in 1946 to George Balashine, and that was 1946 to 1952. From 1952 to 54, she was married to Almazuna Natiboff, and that's E-L-M-O-U-Z-A, I think it's N-O or N-E-T-I-R-B-O-F-F. Between 1956 and 2004, when he died, she was married to Henry D. Patricina Jr. She has one child by the name of Elisa Patricina. She was active as a ballerina between 1942 and 1966, and she was the prima ballerina, or one of the main ballerinas in the Ballet Risa de Monte Carlo and also the New York City Ballet. At 17 she moved to New York, taking the name Maria Tallchief. Spent the next 5 years at the Ballet Ruse de Monte Carlo. Ballet Ruse de Monte Carlo. She met Balashine and co-founded what was to become the New York Ballet. In 1946, she was the first star of the New York Ballet. In 1949, revolutionized ballet with her performance in The Firebird as the prima ballerina of that particular ballet. Her role as the Sugar Plum Fairy from the ballet Nutcracker. She made this one the most popular ballet in the US at that time. She became the first ballerina to perform at Moscow Bolshoi Ballet. She became a regular on TV as a performer until she retired in 1966. After her retirement, she promoted ballet in Chicago and became the lyric opera of Chicago for the most of the 1970s. So she became the main head of the lyric opera of Chicago. She debuted in the Chicago City Ballet in 1981. The debut of the Chicago City Ballet was in 1981. My fault, she retired in 1966. Tallchief was known by the people of Oklahoma with multiple statues. So Oklahoma gave us multiple statues in place throughout her career. Inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame and received the National Medal of the Arts. In 1996, she received the Kennedy Center Honor for her lifetime achievements. Her life story was been told many times and many documentaries in the 1970s and 1980s. In her early life, she was born as Elizabeth Marie Tallchief in Fairfax, Oklahoma, on the 24th of the 1st, 25. Member of the Osage Nation, her father was born in 1890 and died in 1959. His name was Alexander Joseph Tallchief. Her mother was Ruth Nay Porter. She was a Scottish-Irish lady. Her grandfather was Peter Bigheart, and he negotiated his tribe's oil rights for the Osage Nation during his lifetime. Osage originated as an Indian knoll near the mouth of the Green River in Kentucky. Her father owned several properties as Maria grew up, including the local movie theatre. In 1933, they moved to LA, to Beverly Hills. At the age of 12, she began working into Bratislava and Nijinsky in her LA studio. So that's this lady is Bronislava. That's her first name, and her family name is Nijinska. Nijinsky. When Maria was 15, she decided to stage the company decided to stage 3 ballets in the Hollywood Bowl, where Maria was put in the corps de ballet instead of being offered the lead role, and she felt hurt. Many other visiting teachers saw and worked with Maria, including Ada Broadbent and Mia Slavenskaya, and that's Slavenska. Maria graduated the Beverly Hills High School in 1942, and she did some movies just after that, including presenting Lily Mars for MGM, and where she worked with Judy Garland. She's not satisfied and moved to New York at the age of 17 in 1942. Next page. She joined the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo and appeared in 7 ballets in the first few months. She became the soloist ballerina in 1944 at the wage of $50 a week. In August 16, 1946, she agreed to marry Balladino, which was her first husband. Tallchief became the featured soloist and created a coquette in Night Shields, which is, I believe, is a ballet that was first done by the Monaco Ballet. Benilova took over the other female leads. In 1946, Lincoln Kirstein and Ballachin joined to establish the forerunner of the New York City Ballet, called the Ballet Society. She joined her husband as he was guest choreographer at the Paris Opera Ballet, and they ended her essential contract in 1946-47. Her exotic background feature, she was exposed in Paris, and they loved it. She performed in front of the King of Sweden, and he was absolutely delighted with the performance. And she occurred several major headlines in the Paris newspapers of that time, including Red Skin Dance at the opera for the King of Sweden and Daughter of the Great Indian Chief Dams at the Opera, were just 2 of the different headlines that went on. Audiences loved her work, and she became the first American to dance with the Paris Ballet. Her later career included, she joined the American Ballet Theatre as the guest prima ballerina. Between 1950 and 62, roles of Bridget Calaber in Miss Juliana and The Lady from the Sea, and also Anthony Trader's Shundine Liliaths. In TV work she worked with Ed Sullivan, amongst others. In 1952 she portrayed Anna Pavlova in The $1 Million Mermaid. In 1962 she became Rudolf Nureyev's partner of choice in his American debut. In 1981 with her sister she co-founded the Chicago City Ballet. In 1987, however, the Chicago City Ballet failed. She had many accolades paid to her, and in the 1 year. In 2018, Maria Tallchief was the first induction ceremony held by the National Nature American Hall of Fame, so 4.5 to 5 years after her death. There are 3 coins still to come in this series for this year, and that's Jovita, Ida, Eleanor Roosevelt and Edith Concashte, and that's C-O-N, C-O-K, Edith, and then it's K-O-N-C-H-A''D-E. So that's the information about this lady. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, that's the actual coin. I had it the wrong way up. I do apologise. But you have the value at the bottom there, and you have Maria's portrait over here and a flowing set of her hair going out the coin to the left. I do apologise. I seem to have had it upside down for while I was doing that reading of her history. I hope you've enjoyed this particular video. It's something I've enjoyed doing over the past, 5 coins last year and the 2 coins so far this year. I hope you stay with me for the full 5 years of it, and I'll do my best to give you an overview that is right and proper for these ladies who've achieved such a lot in their lifetime and deserve being on these coins. I do approximately a minimum 4 and sometimes more videos per week. I am looking to improve my numbers in subscription levels again this year. I'm trying to get to 250. I'm in the mid 170s at the moment, and I would need your help to get to that barrier that I've set myself. I believe it's fairly stiff, but I am hopeful of getting there with your help. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me the thumbs up. If you have, and if you haven't yet subscribed, could you please think about doing so? If you believe I have deserved your subscription, please subscribe, and I would love to see you along for the rest of my journey through coins and banknotes and collectibles and militaria, which I tend to cover on this channel. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and from me, bye bye. Ta-da now.